Okay, what's going on, boys? Noguys here. Welcome back to another video, the 4-2-3-1, but this time we've got the attacking variation of the 4-2-3-1. So this is not going to be a balanced 4-2-3-1. This is not going to be overly defensive. This is going to be an attacking 4-2-1 to put pressure on your opponent. I may make two versions of this because one of them is with my classic. If you're an OG viewer, you will know the drop between defenders, left back and right back during attack. But this is just a standard 4-2-3-1. Let's go through the tactics first, and then we'll come over to the instructions in a second. Probably this is one of the most requested. Why don't you do an attacking variation, defense variation for each and every formation? It's true, but it does get a bit confusing when I release a video because no one watches the video and they're like, why do you have 4-2-3-1 this week, then one next week? But team of the season, I thought, why not? So the offensive style, you go with press after possession loss. Don't forget, the 4-2-3-1 essentially is a 4-4-2. Think of it like a 4-4-1-1. That is the way that I look at a 4-2-3-1. Because the biggest confusion people always get is these players, the Lambs and the Rams, they're actually wingers. But in FIFA, they act like, even though they're cams, like Lamb and Rams, but the central cams, they actually act as wingers. So they actually not Lamb and Rams, because Lamb and Rams inside the game in FIFA, or Lamb, even in the 4-5-1, these Lambs and Rams, they act basically as wingers. So with the 4-2-3-1, we have here, stay central, stay forward, get in behind. So the striker pressing, we want to be on the back foot. We have a lot of players coming forward as well. Press out possession loss, you can go with or pressure on heavy touch. Don't forget, this is an attacking formation, because I know someone's going to skip to this, copy the tactics and be like, oh, I'm losing 3-0. So this is going to help. AI is going to help press, but you press in a 4-4-2 is very, very good for that system. You can use pressure on heavy touch if you want to. For the width, 55. Now, normally I would go towards 37. You know this as my typical 4-2-3-1, 37 width. That is the more compact nature of the 4-2-3-1. When you're trying to press the ball, you want to be as wide as possible. This is basically a 4-4-2. Think of this like the 4-4-2 like this. As a left mid, right mid. And then you have a centre forward striker or 4-4-1-1. That's where I look at it. I still think of it as a 4-4-2. But width, the depth, you can actually move this up to about 60. This is going to make you high up on the front foot. The idea behind this formation is your CDMs, you want them to be a bit higher. They're still going to be defensive. Don't get me wrong. They're not going to be out of position when you lose the ball. They're going to sit back. But when your opponent has the ball, you're going to be higher up the pitch together as a unit, and you're going to press from the front. The idea is, as soon as you lose the ball, your team press together, all together for 7 seconds. You're high up the pitch and you're wide as possible. So the key is try to get the ball back as soon as you can. Okay, build up play, no balanced and no slow build up play. In my opinion, long ball still the go-to, or fast build up play. I would recommend this more when the game started. That's why if you saw my first 4-2-3-1, it's fast build up play. It does still work. It does still work. A lot of you guys actually prefer fast build up play. I prefer, however, long ball. It's just a bit more slower. I like to control the plays myself. I like to trigger, for example, this player, let him go here, bring this player, creative run, let him come short. But fast build up play is quick. It's good for counter-attack. So if you like the counter-attack football, you can then use fast build up play. Now, child's creation. This is one where it's old gen, new gen preference, okay? New gen, direct passing. Old gen, forward runs. I personally, if you've seen every single one of my, if you go back to any formation video on my channel, 4-2-3-1, I always have forward runs. Forward runs on the 4-2-3-1 is just something else. I don't care what everyone else says about direct passing on new gen. Forward runs on my 4-2-3-1, they make better runs than direct passing. It's more attacking than direct passing, actually. People don't realize this, but forward runs actually more attacking than direct passing. People think it's not. They think it's the other way around. But forward runs. Now, for the attacking width, leave it unbalanced. You're typically going to be attacking in a 4-2-3-1. If you were to reduce this, let's say you were to go around the, for example, the 30 mark, right? Just to narrow the team up a little bit. What you can do is you can ask these players. Oops, let's put this back to default. 1 second, don't confuse anyone there. Put drift wide on these players so they act as wide players. That is if you use 30 width. Otherwise, just leave it on 50. Players in the box, 7 is completely fine. Good balance, corners and free kicks. And now put them on 3 as I mentioned before. Now, instructions. Here where things get a bit of a complicated one. As I said, I might make a separate video for the drop between defenders where you basically make a back three with Vieira comes in, he goes here, and then the left back and right back, they go forward. I might make a separate video for that one just to avoid confusion. So this would be attacking in a 4-2-3-1, defending in a 4-2-3-1. Pretty much simple. Stay central, stay forward, get it behind from all the time, and the cam has to be on stay forward. This is the key between making the 4-2-3-1, in my opinion, god tier, and making it eh. And what I mean by that is, when it's eh, if you're a very good player and you're very good at triggering, it's a fantastic formation. You'll see the pros play a lot. But then with one striker, sometimes it's just a bit too defensive. You need to have that cam acting like that centre forward. If you're like me and you're playing very lazily, you're not always try-harding. Listen, when I play, I don't always try. Most of the time I'm just chilling when I'm playing. You need to have that cam on stay forward. Let that guy be ready for the counter-attack. Igana goes hand in hand with fast build-up play. With a lamb and a ram, they join in. Get into the box for a cross. Do not use drift wide and do not use free roam. You need this guy to stay centrally behind the striker. You don't want him wandering off to help the winger because you're going to have a gap in the middle. This player has to always be in position. If you want to, you can also use aggressive interceptions for the cam. Be noteful, if you use a gold Messi here with low stamina, it's going to affect him, but aggressive interceptions. Lamb and a ram. Now, I would recommend get into the box for cross, leave them on balance. Don't leave them on stay forward because you want them to come back and defend. Leaving them on come back on defense makes them come back too much, too deep. Balanced is a really good level. If you have high, medium players, so now this is where the work rates really are going to help you a lot here. Technically, high-low should be here. And then the three cams ideally should be high, medium. That is the way that if I had to choose work rates, not that I care about them too much, but AI, a lot of the movement is based on that. I would say if it's a player that's on balance like these guys, I'd recommend high, medium. Now, for the CDMs, now you can leave both of them on balance, okay? So you can leave them both on cut passing lanes. I'll leave them both on balanced. Now, this will make the formation much more attacking. I would recommend using this first, but I still prefer leaving one of the guys on stay back while attacking. The reason for this is because I always just need one guy, but I'm a very aggressive defender. I like to run out with my centre back a lot of the time. If you watch me, most of the goals I can see are my fault, but I enjoy playing that way. I don't care. I like playing aggressive. I'm not going to sit there with a 5-for-1 parking the bus. Like, that's just not my style. But I just like that CDM there. Bit of protection, and also sometimes if you lose the ball, you can distribute. If you kind of press the ball and you win the ball back, he kind of stays back. Okay, when you get the ball, he stays back as well. So you have that kind of safety net there for your back four. So if I do trigger a left back and right back forward, I got a player there that's ready. The drop between the deep line playmaker, should I say? I would only recommend this if you really are very organized in the final third. And what I mean by that is you distribute the ball and you recycle the ball a lot. The midfield can go missing with deep line playmaker, but they are sometimes in a weird position, which helps with a build-up play. If you remember, I actually released a video and I explained why I use deep line playmaker, and in the comment section down below I said do not use this anymore. I changed my mind because we gave it out to some people to test the formation before we actually uploaded it, and they said, look, my centre mids, they're gone. So that is why I leave them on balanced. I would only recommend deep line playmaker, honestly, if you're 100% certain that you like going outside the box and you like recycling the ball. If you like recycling the ball, pass the ball around like you're playing like Barcelona here, possession style of play, then it will be beneficial because then you can trigger the player that's in an abnormal position forward to help build the attack. You can then recycle the ball to them. But if you just like to go gung-ho, and most players, 99% of players I'm referring to now, like going straight forward, they might recycle a little bit, but these guys won't be in position. So if you're not comfortable on the ball, don't use two players. I'd recommend here a KDB, a box-to-box. Kudus is a very cheap example you can use. Here, I would say medium-high work rates, ideally. And then here, you ideally want a high-high, or I would say a high-medium. Either one of those two combinations is good. With the balanced play, you ideally want high-medium. You can leave them both in balance, as I said. Now, defensive line, contrary to belief, people asking me, do not put aggressive defense on any formation, even a pressing formation. Absolutely not. Goalkeeper, I don't leave any of these, but I do leave sweeper keeper when I'm being aggressive. The idea behind it, sometimes I'm pressing, I'm running out with my centre back. This is a very rare situation. This is more of a kind of being on the front foot. I like to play aggressive. If I do get caught, my goalkeeper's ready. Because sometimes I use PES controls. So I use square for teammate com pressure or second man press. And sometimes it's hard for me to press triangle when I got my index finger on an R1 button. Just a small personal preference. That's the reason why I do it. Otherwise, I don't really use sweeper keeper that much. Left back, right back. Now, this one, just lead them on overlap and you can lead them on balanced. There you go. That's it. This is attacking 4-2-1. So as I said, this is why I like this guy to sit back just in case you lose the ball. Yeah, that's it. Because there could be a chance where this goes forward, you've got a back two. You need someone to stay back. That is why I leave that CDM and stay back while attacking. So I always have that one player as a safety net. And for the left back, right back here, ideally here, players like Roberto Carlos, the team of the season, like a Davies, someone like that would be perfect. Here, I would recommend high. In theory, I think high is the best for like all areas, or high-medium. Try to avoid high-low because those work rates, they're not going to track back. So try to avoid high-low in these positions. High or high-medium. Or worst case scenario, you get medium-high and they sit back a bit more defensive. That's it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Attacking 4-2-1. Hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget, if you want to get better at FIFA, you can come join my FIFA School Series. Patreon.com/Neil Guys. Link is down below in the description. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. And of course, catch you next time. Peace out.